Wow, listen to all the birds this morning. And the sun is rising behind me here. We're outside my house and we're about ready to head out to the Orlando area. We're gonna have some Chamoyadas today, Manganadas maybe. We're gonna hit a state park, a record store. We're gonna start out in Oakland, Florida, and then we're gonna go through Apopka and then end up in Sanford and see what we find along the way. But listen to those birds.
They'll ship me out on a boat off the coast, on a bus to Mexico, sticking umbrella in my glass.
Well, here we are at our first stop, Bikes and Blades at Killarney Station on the West Orange Trail in Oakland, Florida, where you can rent bikes or rollerblades. I've gone ice skating recently, but I haven't gone roller skating in a while. So at the station, you can rent bikes. They have adult bikes, kid bikes. Unfortunately, she said they stopped renting roller skates a couple years ago. So I own ice skates, but I don't own roller skates. So I did not bring my own. So I'll be walking today. And here's the brochure they gave us. Looks like there's a lot of nice trails around here. Comes with a map, and those are the rates. So you can rent it by the hour, by the day, by the week. If you come here, you got a lot of options. Road bikes, comfort bikes, but sadly, no skates. Well, that's a major accomplishment. We have reached mile 0.0 on this trail here. Let's see what lies ahead on this trail. Welcome to Lake County. Uh-oh, it's starting to rain. It says you are here. And looks like this trail goes up to Lake Mineola, but that's several miles away. We won't be going that far, just having a little walk here as it's starting to rain pretty heavy. Well, the rain has let up some, but I think we're gonna have a lot of rain today. We'll see. Here's a little bit of a panoramic view from this trail. We've approached a clearing. And let's keep going. Here's some interesting vegetation. We got some pods that have these red berries in them. And they almost look like fishing bobbers. They're like red and black berries. I've never seen that before. I'm not sure what it is. So this is interesting. When I take a close look at these, I see that those red and black berries in the pods, those are growing on a vine that's around the tree or around the host plant. But the host plant itself also has berries. Take a look at this. So you see, these are growing on that vine that's growing up the tree here, and then when you get to the end of any of these branches, then those have their own berries as well. Well, Mom's gotten a bit ahead of me since I stopped to take some pictures of the vegetation. I gotta catch up. So the trail goes along a roadway as well, at least this part of the trail, and you got some residential areas there. I'm wearing my Camaro t-shirt today. The rain's coming down harder now, and we're definitely turning around. You can see the sky is kind of opening up, and we've only gone a half a mile, but there's not much cover from the rain here. So this is really an exercise trail, more so than a nature trail like the kind we usually see in the parks and things like that, but fun nonetheless. And it's always good to have a little exercise in the morning, but we're turning back. And it's kind of a noisy trail too, just so you know. I mean, it's got the roadway on the one side and residential areas, and on the other side it's got this wall, which I think there's a highway behind it, because I hear cars there too, and a lot of bikers. So just pay attention and don't get mowed down by bikers on the trail, because this is really for bikers and skaters and people going a little faster than a leisurely walker like us, stopping and taking pictures of nature. Well, rain has turned into some thunder and lightning, although the rain stopped for a second now. You can hear the rumbling of the thunder in the distance, so we're picking up the pace. We're almost back at the car and about ready to move on from here. Well, we've made it back to the car. Let's see what's next on the list. This is a station further east into Orange County along the West Orange Trail. The station looks similar, same idea, same weather. and I don't really plan on doing any more exercise walking today, so we're gonna look for an indoor destination, but just let you know it's here. And there's several more stops further into Orange County. I think there's a total of 4 station trailheads like this. Nice for another day. Got to get my rainy day on the bike trail selfie though, for coming out here. And the reason they made the trailheads like train stations is that a lot of the trails themselves used to be for trains. So, but now they are bike trails. Very wet bike trails. Well, the rain's lit up a bit, and we're gonna do an indoor activity. We're gonna have some breakfast, and where else but the Breakfast Club here in Ocoee. It smells like American breakfast in here. So I know most of the viewers are in Florida, but just for the sake of the international viewers, I know we have some. This is a typical American breakfast here, and it looks delicious. Well, the rain has pretty much stopped, and we are at Lake Apopka here at the Lake Apopka Loop Trailhead in Magnolia Park, Florida. Only one problem, we're not really having a very good luck today. The park is closed for construction, but at least you can see the lake from here, and we'll just move on to the next thing, the Wildlife Trail, which is a drive-through trail just not too far from here, also along Lake Apopka, so we'll see more of the lake anyway. Okay, well now we're having better luck. We are at the northern shore of Lake Apopka, and we are on the Wildlife Trail, and no problems here. Everything's open, no construction, the weather is holding up, and you even spotted some wildlife already, some waterfowl here. So we are in the marshlands approaching Lake Apopka still, and already seeing a lot of wildlife. There was 369 species of bird reported here, and 180 of those regularly come here during the winter. So gonna see a lot of birds today, a lot of Florida birds. And there's one now. There's a great blue heron here. Okay, I've spotted a very large gator. Look at the size of that thing. All the birds. Those birds know better than to get in the way of that gator. And he's just moving along there. Maybe looking for lunch. Look at that, he's just swimming right through the birds. That one there is an anhinga. There's a great blue heron right next to us. Give you a little dashboard cam here just to give you an idea of what this is like. And it's a one-way drive. It takes about an hour at minimum to go through. And there's another anhinga. There's another great blue heron there. So now we are actually on the shore of Lake Apopka. There's some wetlands along the shore, and then you can see the lake goes really far out. It's one of the largest lakes in Florida. And we're at one of the pull-offs. Let's see what the sign says here. It's all about the wetland plants of Lake Apopka North Shore. Cattails, elderberry, wax myrtle, hemlocks, red maples. All kinds of stuff here. I've spotted another gator. See the bird, the anhinga on the right, and the gator, you'd see his head right there, his snout. He's mostly submerged though. But that's our second gator spotting today. And there are two anhingas there, and note the one on the bottom is just drying his wings, and that's because they can't fly once they go in and dive for their food, and they can't fly until their wings are dry. So you can see the one down there, and I'm going to try to focus in on it. It's just sitting there drying its wings, and that's what they do. That's an anhinga. And on the way out, we're driving through more marsh habitat, heading away from the lake. There's a white ibis there. Now look at the plumage on that egret there. That's different than the great egret. That looks like a snowy egret. Different color beak too. Caution, ibis crossing. It's in the middle of the road here. Gotta share the road with the animals here. I just want to give you a panoramic view here, give you the experience, the full experience of the Lake Apopka Wildlife Drive. And now our third alligator spotting of the day, and this one is special because it's not in the water and you could really see the whole thing here. And this is a decent sized alligator. Look at that. So we've seen 3 alligators, one giant one in the water, medium sized one in the water, and now this medium sized one on land. Here we go, alligator number 4. Got him. He's swimming to the right there. You can see his tail too. Some coots all around him. That's what those birds are. And that one there looks like a little blue heron. We've seen some different types of herons today. Number 5 here, there's a big alligator swimming. Look at that one. Here's alligator number 6 and another one on land. So if there's one thing I learned today, it's that you definitely do not want to go swimming in Lake Apopka. That is highly unadvisable. Well, we had a couple fails on today's itinerary, but this was definitely not one. I mean, we saw tons of gators, all kinds of birds. A nice ride. The weather got better, and now we're going to try some Chamoyadas and mangonadas. There we are, Frostville, Chamoyadas, and mangonadas. Oh boy. Selections here.
Do you want to go waffle or the sugar? Waffle. With the ring, right?
Well, we both decided to go with the Chamoyada. And look at this. This is a really interesting looking drink. So colorful. So the straw is wrapped in a tamarind candy. You have to bite the bottom off, otherwise you don't get any suction through the straw. Oh, that's interesting. That's good. Looks like a lot of fresh mangoes in there. So the deal with these is they're not just sweet. I mean, there's a sweetness to them, but they're also savory and they're also a little spicy. That Chamoyadas sauce in there is kind of the spice, but it's got some mangoes and other good stuff in there, but it's good. So now we're at our next destination of Wekiva Springs State Park, and they have swimming here, canoeing, kayaking. Just finishing up the Chamoyada before we go in. Down to the part you need a spoon for pretty much now. Got a lot of sorbet in there and some fresh fruit. So this part, the springs you could swim in, the alligators are elsewhere. So in addition to the water recreational activities, we also have the wet to dry nature trail, which is a nice boardwalk, at least so far. And after the boardwalk ends, you get out of the swamp and the trail is totally different and we're on dry land. So as we walk up the dry part of the wet to dry trail, where the elevation is changing, we're going uphill, and we're headed back towards the springs. That's this direction generally, but we walked quite a way to get here. Well, I would go in for a swim, but I did not bring my swim shorts today. Mom said it was going to be too rainy, so but this looks like a nice place to swim. Anyway, it's a nice place to sit and fend off the heartburn from the Chamoyada. That was good though, but had a lot of spice to it. Even the tamarind on the straw seemed like it had like chili powder on it. Before we move on, I'm checking out the Nature Center, which is an outdoor thing with some exhibits. See some of the birds we saw today. I know there's a little glare on the window, but there's a great blue heron. They got fox squirrels. We heard somebody say they saw an otter today, but we didn't see an otter. And they've even got bears here. There's Peaches, the snake. Looks like Peaches is trying to get out. In one of the Facebook groups this week, I saw somebody asking for a track identification, and actually it looked a lot like this one here. These are raccoon tracks. And they're all set up here to give talks and stuff too. So next we're headed to Sanford, and we're gonna go to Mayan Books and Music record store. Here we are in historic downtown Sanford. So Sanford's got a nice Main Street looking downtown. Looking down the street here. It's got the brick roadway, which is kind of neat. And we're looking for the record store here. We're looking for Mayan Books and Records. And here it is. Well, this is the quietest record store I've ever been to because it's also a bookstore. Here's a good Toad the Wet Sprocket find. Two of my favorite songs by them. This is probably my favorite Cheap Trick album, and it's only $10, so I definitely can't pass it up. And then we got a whole secret room back here. A lot more records. Hollowbacks. As in, I ain't no hollowback girl. Okay, this place looks fun. Das Menu. And we got the schnitzel page. And they have the ever traditional Alpine favorite Hawaiian schnitzel. Swiss cheese, ham, and pineapple. See, it has Swiss cheese. I said it was Alpine.
Es ist schön bei uns zusammen.
I'll have the gourmet potato pancakes,
As your meal or appetizer?
appetizer, and the sour brawn.
Okay, gotcha.
There's the potato pancakes. Note that there were two different potato pancake selections on the menu. This is the gourmet potato pancake, and it's pretty good. It's got bacon in there and cheese on top. Very good. The other one came with sour cream and applesauce. All right, the sour braten has arrived. Good spätzle. The sour braten is delicious too. Very good. Well, we're done for the day, and it's light out, which is unusual, but a couple of our things got rained out this morning, and the one place was closed for construction, but still an eventful day. And in fact, that German restaurant, I highly recommend that. That place was delicious and fun. And also that wildlife ride that we did today at Lake Apopka, highly recommend it. And both of these places are so close to Orlando, you can get to them, very quickly, less than maybe a half hour from Orlando. So if you're done with Disney and looking for something fun to do around here, try some of these things we did today. So I'll see you next week. All right, some Toad the Wet Sprocket. I take day trips just about every weekend. I'm based out of Central Florida, so most of my videos will be set in that part of the world. If you're interested in things to do in Florida, or if you just want to come along for the ride, you can hit the subscribe button. If you have any questions or any suggestions for future trips, please leave them in the comments. Thank you for watching.